Okay, we discussed this 18 as a problem last time also. I'll be taking it further now today, and we'll discuss how this problem is being solved in computer. So just in this slide, I'll be just giving you again an overview of the 18 cousin problem. And as I've already conveyed in chess, what are the movements a queen can move in a chessboard. I'll again repeat it today, and then we'll move on to how and what are the methods through which we can solve this problem in computer. So 8 queen puzzle problem. How can we put 8 queens on a 8 into 8 chessboard such that no queen can attack any other queen? This we have already discussed also. This is the problem that we'll be discussing it today. The solution to this puzzle that last time also we discussed, there are 92 distinct solutions for this particular problem. But if rotations and reflections on the board are counted as one, that means if we rotate it and reflections that we use for the solutions, if we take it as one, then the puzzle has only 12 unique solutions only. Rest, there might be some kind of, you can say, similarity. In some cases, 75% would be similar. In some cases, 90% would be similar. So if we take into consideration only the unique solutions, where we have only 12 in this case, and I'll repeat the movement of queen again on the chessboard. Just see my cursor movement. Suppose this queen is there that is located at D in your first row above. So queen can move on the right side like this and on left side like this. It can move diagonally on these squares which are dark in color and in this way, right as well as left. It can also move vertically like this till your D at the other end. So you should know it that you have enough number of these movements of your queen, and whatever wherever the queen can move on those locations, no other queen should be located. This is the basically problem. So we have over here that queens should be located in such a way that no queen can attack any other queen with the movement of the queens that are your either horizontal, both left and right side, or vertical, both up and down, and even diagonal, they are directly on the square on which it is located. Like if a queen is located on the dark square, so these dark diagonal locations, it can move and it can attack any other queen that are located on these squares. Similarly, on the lighter square, the queen diagonal movement is these. So these are the upper ones and these are the lower ones. Similarly, vertical movements like this and this. Similarly, horizontal movement this and this. So you can see the movement of your queen. That is actually the rules of the chess game. So now we can at least understand the problem. So we'll move on to how these are being solved. Now, humans solve the puzzle problem stated above by trying with different configurations. If a human being is playing a chess game, it uses its own method to solve the problem and using various insights about the problem to explore only a small number of configurations. Like when we are playing chess, we cannot directly have a view of all the 12 unique distinct solutions for such a problem. Of course, we'll try to find out only the, we'll be putting up a queen at one location and try to find out whether it is being attacked by any other location on the same board with some other queen or not. So as a human being, it is only, you can say, keeping a queen on that particular location, trying to see whether it is being attacked by the already existing queen that is present or not, and then moving on to keep going on keeping one by one all the queens, so that all the queens, 8 queens, are placed at such locations where no queen attacks any other queen on the chess. This is a human one, so there is no clear cut rule through which a human being can place these queens. So if we want this problem to be solved by computer, you have to give clear guidelines for the computer to find out the location on which the queen is to be placed, such that it is not being attacked by the queen that is already present on that board. Because you will keep one queen, that means one queen is now present, and now if you are going to keep the second queen, so the location of the second queen should be such that it should not be attacked by the first queen. Then you start with the third queen. Location of the third queen should be such that it should not be attacked by first two queens. So that means it's clear you can go on doing it, and you can do it in this way in the case of your this human being. So these are called as your constraint satisfaction models. It is not clear that these insights are for n is equal to 8 queens on a standard chessboard of 8 into 8, such that no queen can attack any other queen. The puzzle has 92 distinct solutions. This we have already studied in the previous slide also. Humans would find it hard to solve n queen puzzle problem while n becomes more. So if n is equal to 8, where 8 queen problem is there, it is comparatively easy for human being to solve it. But if n is equal to 16, in that case, it will be very difficult for a human being to solve this problem. So that means for that, if you need a computer, it should have clear guidelines, clear algorithm to check out how the location of the queen should not location of the queen should be there, so that no two queens attack each other. So for taking a different criteria of your n, let's say queen number that is 8, 4, 16. So the possible number of configurations for this queen problem is, for example, for 4 queen problem, there are 256 different configurations where the location of the queens can be placed on your chessboard. That means in 256 different ways, you can keep your queens on the chessboard of 8 into 8, where no queen would attack any other queen. Similarly, for 8 queen, there are 16,000, if we go for this in the terms of numbers, 16,777 to 16 configuration, a large number is there where you can place this queen, 8 queens on a board in different locations, keeping in mind that now we are not considering over here that any two queens are attacking or not. We are only considering over here but by how many number of different ways we can keep these 8 queens on an 8 into 8 chessboard. This is only this configuration. Similarly, for 4 queen also there are 256 different configurations. For 16 queens there are a large number of configurations. So in general, for n queens we have n raised to power n configurations. For n is equal to 16, if we take into consideration, this would be around 12,000 years on a fast machine. That means if we start calculating different configurations which are there for n is equal to 16 queen, it will take around 12,000 years for a fast machine to calculate all the different configurations through which 16 queens can be located on 8 into 8 chessboard. So it's a very, you can say, complex process. And if we, in the present scenario also, if we take into consideration a very fast machine to solve it, it will take a large amount of time to solve this. So this is the called as your constraint satisfaction model for your 8 queen. So keeping in mind that presently we'll be only concentrating on 8 queen problem only. So for a game of n queen where puzzle where n is equal to 8, when we have to solve it through your computer, we have different terms over here. First term is state space. State space means present state of queens on a chessboard. So configuration n is equal to a is queens on the board with only one queen per row and column. This is the initial state or state space for this particular chessboard. Keeping in mind that we have to place 8 queens on a chessboard, and with the constraint that only one queen per row and per column can be placed, only then 8 queens would be placed in such a way that no queen attacks any other queen. So what is the initial state? It is the configuration without queens on the board. Initial state is when the chessboard is empty. That is initial state. No queen is placed on the chessboard. That is initial state. So these are the terms that we'll be taking into consideration when defining an algorithm for computer to solve an 8 queen problem. So initial state is when the chessboard is empty. And goal state is configuration with n is equal to 8 queens placed on the chessboard in such a way that no queen attacks any other queen. This is our goal. That means we have to reach a state where when we keep 8 queens on the chessboard in such a way that no queen attacks any other queen during the placement of the queens on the chessboard. These are the goal states. So we have clear-cut defined state space, initial state, goal state. Now, what are the operators or actions during the, you can say, moving from the initial state to your goal state? So place a queen on the board at any location. randomly you can place a queen on the board at any location. First one, that is one of the action. But when you place the second queen, because this was the action for the first queen, second condition is the new queen is not attacked by any other already placed queen on the board. That is your condition now. When you place the second queen, you have to see to it that it should not be attacked by your already existing first queen that is placed on the board. Similarly, if you go for placing the third queen, in that case, again, you have to check that it should be placed in such a location where it cannot be attacked by any queen that is already placed. That are already two queens now. So similarly for fourth, fifth, sixth, and till your eighth. So transformation is place a new queen in a particular square of the board and then start checking for the this condition that has been checked. That means no queen is attacked by already placed queens. So one solution is that you can say if we this is a solution board that has been displayed on your board on this PPT. You just see to it on this slide. If we see, and I have already even discussed it last time also, there are no horizontal queens and vertical areas where the queen is placed and your diagonal area. Similarly, you can check it for all now. Just see to it, and you will see to it there will be no attack by any queen. So I'm just moving the this cursor on the board so that you can see to it what all movements are there for a queen, and there are no queens available on the, all the locations where the movement is there of the this cursor. Similarly for here, this is your vertical movement for this. This is your horizontal movement. Similarly horizontal, if you see to it, again diagonal movement. Similarly for another queen, diagonal movements, horizontal movements, vertical movements you can see over here again. For this again, vertical movement, diagonal movement, then your horizontal movement. And but the last queen again, horizontal movement, vertical movement, and your diagonal movements you can see over here. So wherever we are uh, moving the cursor based on the movement of the queen, we will see that no queen is attacking any other queen when we are reaching the goal part over here. So this is all about your this goal state which we'll be reaching. Now, how to solve this 8 queen puzzle problem? That is the major issue. We have three methods to solve it. So three computer-based approaches or models are stated for solving such a problem. They are your generate and test. First one. Second is your backtracking, that is even called as BT. And the third one is your constraint specific problem. That means what are the constraints through which we will be solving this problem. So first part is generate test problem where n is equal to n is equal to 4. This has been this method is being displayed for generate and test for n is equal to 4 queen puzzles. One possible solution is to systematically try every placement of queen until finding a solution. So the process is known as generating and testing. Whenever you place a queen, try to find out that whether it is being attacked or it can attack any other queen that is already placed on the board. That means generating a placement of queen and testing for whether the condition is satisfied or not, whether it can be attacked by any other queen or not. This is called a generating and testing condition. So if we see over here in the diagram, so first of all, we have placed all the queens horizontally on one row only, sorry, vertically. So we start moving the queen. If we move one queen at on one square right side over here, I'll see even move the cursor. This is the initial state of the queens. I have moved the queen over here. Then by placing the queen over here, we'll check whether it is being attacked by any other queen or not. We'll see to it it can be. Okay, so another again we'll move the location of the queen further and we'll see whether it is being attacked by any other queen or not. Again there is this placement is also not fine. Then we'll move the queen to another location. We'll see to it whether it is being attacked by, yes, it is being attacked over here. So again the solution is that it cannot be placed over here. Now moving the queen further, we can place over here. Then moving again, check for horizontal, vertical, and diagonal parts. So we'll see whether location is fine or not. If we are not able to find a solution to this particular location, that means we start moving the second also, because If you go on testing for all these locations for first queen only, you will see there will be no location where this queen would be placed in such a way that no two queens will be attacking each other. So what we do is we place a queen at one of the random location in between only, and then start moving the second queen and start finding out whether generating the again the position and testing for whether it can be attacked or not. So these are the placement of queens generating and testing. So the first this you can say one of the solution to find out whether the placement would be fine or not. This is the second method for your solving your four queen puzzle, that is called as backtracking now. So the backtracking method is based on systematic examination of possible solutions. So systematic examination of possible solutions, that is any number of solutions that are possible. Using backtracking method, we can find out, and for any one of the solution, we can take it as that this is fine for keeping or placing queens on 4x4 this board. The algorithm tries each possibility until they find the right one. So here what happens is whatever possibilities are there to place a queen at a particular location on a 4x4 board, it tries to find out, and whichever it considers it as right, it keeps the queen at that very square only. So it differs from simple brute force, which generates all solutions, even those arising from infeasible partial solutions. So there is a difference over here now, that in case of your brute force, one of the solution is there, where what happens is we try to find out all the solutions first of all, and then we try to at least have one of them as a solution. Yeah, considering one of the solution as best, and we use that for giving the solution to the that's the through your computer to the person who has initiated that problem. But in case of this backtracking, what happens is we generate uh, the possible solutions, and whenever we get a right one, we stop over there and give that solution as such. So backtracking is similar to a depth first search. So for that, we should know depth first search before this, but we'll be studying it in our heuristics only in our third topic of section A. So I'll not be discussing it here, depth first search in detail. So backtracking is similar to depth first search, but uses less space, keeping just one current solution state and updating it. So here what happens is using your backtracking, we are even using the almost a similar method that we use in your depth first search. But what happens over there is in depth first search, we are using more space, but keeping in mind that we are using backtracking, here we uses less space for solving this problem, and just one current solution state and updating it. We'll find out one current solution to a problem and update it as and when required. Update means we go on changing for the next solution as and when the requirement is there. So this is all about your backtracking over here. Further elaborating backtracking, during search, if an alternative does not work, the search backtracks to the choice point, the place which presented different alternatives, and tries to the next alternative. Now what happens over here? We have found out a solution, right one. But when we start with that, we find out that it is not the solution, or the solution that we have chosen, which we considered it as best, or you can say right. That is not feasible in the situation. So what happens is we backtrack. Backtrack means we go to the again previous state and try to go for the another choice or another solution to it, and then again find out that if that solution is best for us or right one for us or not. Backtracking means moving one location or one before from, or you can say initial state only, from where we started up with the finding out different solutions. So there is no one possible right solution for any of the problems. There are many of them. So if we have chosen one of them, but during that process we found out that after some time this was not the right decision or right solution to this very problem, what we do is we backtrack to the previous one and again restart with some other solution. So when the alternatives are exhausted, the search returns to the previous choice point and tries the next alternative there. Alternatives are exhaustive means whatever alternatives are there. If you remember, we have a hierarchy kind of tree, you know it. Tree means having parent and a large number of children. So here also, if we have a large number of children, means we have large number of alternatives available to a same or you can say alternative as a solution to the same problem. So when all the alternatives are exhausted, when you have visited all the children and tried all the children, what happens is search returns to the again parent previous point and tries for the next alternative. That means again there are other alternatives available. So you move to the second one, or third one, or fourth one. So if there are no more choice points, then search phase. And if you are left not left with any of the choices, in that case, what happens is you say that there is no solution to this one. So search phase. That means you should at least modify your this search in such a way, or you can say modify your problem in such a way that you find a solution to a particular problem. So this is all about your backtracking one over here. For case of now, 4-queen puzzle, again using your backtracking method only. This is usually achieved in recursive function. Recursive means going on doing the same thing repeatedly. So recursive function means that the major aspect or your conditions over there, as the movement of queen, we know it is either horizontal or vertical or diagonal. So that is your, if we make a function for it and we apply that function to all the solutions, in that case we'll be trying to find out a suitable solution to that very location of your queen at a particular square. So this is usually achieved in recursive function, where each instance takes one more variable and alternatively assigns all variables values to it, keeping the one that is consistent with the subsequent recursive calls. Now what happens over here? We are taking recursive function or using recursive function to or you can say applying that recursive function to each and every alternative problem or solution to that problem. Then what happens is we find out we take one of the variables, assign all the available values to it, and then try to find out whether it is consistent with the problem that we have. If it is fine, then we use as a solution. Otherwise, we again go back, again change the alternative to that particular problem, again change the variable value, again assign different values to the different variables, and then again start you can say implement the recursive function to find out the solution. But what happens over here is that feasible, infeasible, pruning solution tree, these are the things that we go through when we use a recursive function. And the partial solutions are evaluated for feasibility. That means a partial solution is said to be feasible if it can be developed by further choices without violating any of the problem's constraints. And a partial solution is said to be infeasible if there are no legitimate options for any remaining choices. As we can see that for any problem, we have an alternative solutions to it. For each alternative, we have to apply a recursive function and we try to find out the solution. If we get one of them, that is fine. That means that is feasible. If we try for all the alternatives and we are not able to find any solution to it, in that case, we say that it is infeasible. So there are clear-cut now feasible and infeasible terms clearly defined, that we have alternative solutions to a problem. We try to find out when apply that recursive function to all the alternatives. If we find a solution, that means we are that partial solution is feasible. But if we don't find any of the solution to it, that means it's an infeasible one. The abandonment of infeasible partial solution is called pruning the solution tree. That means if we abandon means all the infeasible solutions that we start getting it by moving on to all the alternative solutions for a problem from the starting point. If we start abandoning it, pruning means cutting it. We'll cut those alternatives, and so that we are left with only the feasible solutions to a particular problem. So backtracking is most efficient technique for the problem, like any NP problem. And for n is equal to 4, we have already seen that using that different square board, this problem is there, and we can find out the different solutions to it. So this is another important method, and through which we can implement this 4-pin puzzle as well as other 8-pin puzzles through backtracking and trying to find out a feasible solution to the problem. So if we see this diagram over here, n is equal to 4p, you can see that in the starting, we have start where we have 0, 0 location. That means we are keeping a queen. If you go for a square board, you see to it that you have kept a queen at the first square. Okay? And this is one of the alternative solutions. Then there are 3 queens located in B. That means all the 3 cannot be placed. Only two cannot be placed, the third can be placed queen. That means at that third location, queen is placed in such a way that it cannot be attacked by the queen at the location at the starting point. Another important is, if you have kept now two queens, now queens can be located at your in one of the squares in the fourth this square. Then we try to find out where it can be placed. We'll see to it that every queen is being, or you can say, all the four locations, only the queen at your this particular one location only you can place, that is on this one. That is fine. And if you move on, no, for that also you have your attacking part over here. So in that case, this queen location has to be moved to this location so that at least a queen can be placed over here. This you can see in the F part. So now if we see that backtracking is used, first of all, from A, we try to find out one solution, that is B. If it is feasible, one of the location, it is fine. Otherwise, we move on to the D part. You have your now another solution to it, D, where queen can be placed either at the first or at the last location. You can see over here D. Similarly, from D, if you move on to your E part over here, so you have one more solution over here, keeping the Q at this very location. So that is at the third one. And for the last, if you have one of the more solutions, you have your Q at the last, this lowermost, you can say, this horizontal line. You have only one option where you can keep a queen. And in that case, you have to find out whether that is feasible or not. So you have to go on finding out all the alternatives. Otherwise, you have to move back, and that means if we see over F here, the F square here, when we see the location of the queens at the horizontal part, which one is feasible? There is no one feasible. So we have to again backtrack to the D part, moving on to another solutions. That can be your K, that can be your G. Similarly, starting with the queen location at on your right hand side, that's that your H square. If you start finding location of the queens representing Q at the second square, you see that in I you can put it over here. If you move on to the J part, you see to it two locations are fixed now. Where the third can be placed, it is fine. Now fourth, if you move on to L part, there is only one location left, that is over here. So you know that if you are able to find out solutions, and that gives us the location of the queen where no, the queen is attacked, that is fine. If you don't find any of the solutions, you have to backtrack, try to find out or try to change the location of the queen at the backtrack location, and then again start finding solutions. So your right hand side is clear cut, giving only one solution for each. So you can see H, I, J, and L, they are clear cut giving solution one by one, and no backtracking was required much. You can see over it. But in case of your A, B, C, D, E, F, and your this K, there are different backtracking mechanisms available through which you can find out how the queens can be placed so that you are able to find a solution to it. So this is all about backtracking, and the figure above illustrates the state space tree for the instance of n is equal to queen column, and the ordered pair A I comma J in each node indicates possible row column placement of the queen. So I comma J is the placement of queens. If we take it as 0 0 for your AA over here, you can see over here in your these circles, 2 comma 1 means placement of queen at which location, 2 comma 2 means placement at the second row and second column, second row and third column, and so on. Similarly, third row and one column, third row and second column, third row and third column, third row and fourth column. Similarly, for different locations, you can find out what kind of placement and what kind of solutions can be there. So this is all about your this backtracking now. To this, I'll not discuss in detail this slide because this is only the solution that I've already discussed in your in detail.